Hey everybody, and welcome to this review of Dying Light the Following, which is an expansion to Dying Light. So if you don't know what Dying Light is, it's a zombie free-running open-world game in first person. If you want to go see my review on it, I'll have a link somewhere on the screen. Probably somewhere. You'll see it. Anyway, The Following is an expansion to Dying Light. I am not sure if it is actually canon to the original story, but we're just gonna go under the assumption that it is for the time being. So the Following expansion is based in a new area at the countryside of Haran. So you are trying to help these people out there, and they follow this religion. It's all about the mother and the sun god and whatever. And they have the faceless ones, and they seem to have a way to get rid of the cure, or they have a way to stave off the virus without using antigens. So you're trying to figure out what that's all about in this part, and you get a car, which is really fun to use. The car mechanics are really great. You can drive around, there's races, there's other challenges to do with the car. The car is implemented really well. If you got stuck, you can instantly just pick it back up and go to where you weren't stuck before. You can upgrade your vehicle, get weapons like a flamethrower and mine dropper, and do stuff like that with the car. The car works really well. It's really nice. Your parts wear out over time, and you can replace them and get new ones, and get better ones. You can go faster and take more hits and such like that. So the car, really fun, really nice. Works really well in my opinion. Definitely makes it, with this, it's much more open, a lot less town and tall buildings and stuff for you to run around. So instead you're driving around. Though the lakes in the game are absolutely terribly annoying, because if you basically, once you hit water, you either spin out just on a bit of water, or if you've gone into a lake, then you fall into the lake, which kind of makes things annoying, because you have to reset, then you have to go along the lake and try to find where you can pass and cross it, and that's just annoying. Also, trees also are incredibly aggravating for that reason, because you'll hit a tree and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna no, I can't get through the tree, never mind. That took a while to figure out. One complaint I do have with the car, though, is I think it takes a bit too long to get experience for it. Maybe I just didn't do the right things, maybe I didn't do enough races, but I just felt like that getting experience to level up your driver level, because you unlock things through driving around doing stuff. I felt like it took too long, because I finished the expansion and I was only like halfway through the level tree, and I can understand not being all the way through, but I still felt like it was a bit slow for leveling up the car. Yeah, so I mean, besides the car, there isn't a ton added. There are these violator nests now, and those are interesting, so you can go and make it so less violators spawn at night, which are the big scary monsters that can kill you really easily if you get caught. And yeah, I did also do this after this. I did it from my playthrough where I beat the game, and I got all my agility, my survival, and combat levels all to the max. So the game The Following isn't too hard. Wasn't too hard for me. I don't know how it would be. How it differs if you start with The Following. I think it's meant to be after you've beaten the main story, then you go to The Following. Pretty sure, yeah, because the story of it actually takes place after the main story. So it's meant to take place afterwards. But if you're not leveled up all the way, I think it could be kind of difficult, because if it's the same as if being an earlier level is the same as it would be for me, then it'd be kind of difficult, because there's a bunch of big bad guys all over the place, and you could dodge it if you're in the car. But if you have to fight them, then it's going to be kind of difficult, because you won't have super powerful weapons. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I mean, there's not... It's kind of more of the same. So if you didn't like the original game, I don't know if you like this one. If you wanted a car in the main game, and that's one of the reasons you didn't really like the main game, then you might like this, because the car definitely improves things and makes it go... You can get to places faster. You don't have to just run all over the map, and just running would take forever, so I wouldn't do that. Having a car is really nice. It also, they seem to, since it's in the countryside, they did more with like natural climbing areas, so like climbing some mountains and stuff instead of just buildings, which is kind of cool. So it's more like natural climbing challenges versus having the buildings to climb. And there's some buildings. There's like one little town that you can go to, but it's not nearly as big as the main game areas. And so it's mostly about it's about the car. The car is the important bit in this one. It is an extension of yourself. I could say. You drive around in it. You can use it to climb up places higher and easier. Yeah. Basically, the car is important. And a little about the story. Some more about the story. I'm gonna try to not spoil anything because obviously it's but it's basically just like you want to help people, and then you're trying to figure out how you can get what this religious group has, because it's staving off the virus, and you want to figure out how it all works since you're running out of antizin in the tower, and that's all bad. The ending, without spoiling too much, they set it up. I'm not sure if they're doing another expansion or if they're just doing. They're setting it for Dying Light 2, but the setup for it was pretty cool, and if you've seen the ending, you'll see that the setup is pretty great for a sequel, or at least another expansion for it. It'd be pretty cool to see what they could do with that. I don't know if they will do something with it, if it's an expansion, a sequel, something, but it should be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hoping that the story is good. I did like the story more in the expansion than the main game, just because it felt much more. It wasn't any less dark. If anything, it felt darker actually. But it seemed like it was done better. It wasn't so much like, oh, look how terrible everything is, and everything's horrible, and the world is ending, and stuff, and it still is. But in the following, it felt like there was, like, everybody was kind of hopeful, if that makes sense. So it was like, it wasn't just doom and gloom, it was, oh, hey, we can do this thing, and it might work out, and we might have a better thing happen. So it felt better. It wasn't happier or anything else, but it just felt better. So maybe it's because it was a more contained story instead of trying to spread it out over a bunch of hours. But I did like the pacing a bit more on this one. And it helps that it's, instead of here's a main story mission, go do that, and go do this one, it was like, here's a bunch of missions, do the ones you want, and then that will unlock the next one by making them trust you more, which I kind of thought was cool. It was like, go do this mission, go do that mission. Oh, they trust you now. Now you can go help them out or figure out what's going on, which I liked quite a lot. Yeah. All in all, I liked the Dying Light the Following more than the base game. Keeps the same combat, free running, adds the car. Story's a bit better. Yeah. Overall, I would say probably an 8 out of 10. If bit better than Dying Light, still not like, the story is still kind of It's not bad, but it's better, but it's still not like Witcher 3 amazing. I don't know if I'll ever find a game that's Witcher 3 amazing, at least not for a while. Yeah. So, if you think it looks interesting, you can check it out and buy it. Buy the following. If you haven't played the base game of Dying Light, you can also go check out my review of that. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this review. Have a good day, and goodbye.